Hello and welcome back to my Grounded 100 Days Challenge with my host Crypto at Crypto Gamer. And today, guys, we are going to be analysing some Ladybug parts so that we can try and get ourselves the Tier 2 Insect Axe. Although unfortunately I did not have a Ladybug's head, so I was not able to actually get the blueprints for it, so I will have to go out Ladybug hunting again. And we will also be going to the Oak Lab. As you know in previous videos, we had already went to the Mystery Machine and overcharged it and blew up the Oak Lab. So today, that's where we're going to be heading to. Remember guys, if you are enjoying this little series, please like, share and subscribe, and also comment below and let me know what your favourite part of Grounded is. Right, so we have landed at the Oak Lab, and as you can see, we have all this raw science that's been splintered all over the place, cooking up the base. And we are going to have a wee look around and see what we can find. So, we have ourselves a wee holotape. Let's hear what they have to say.
They appear to be a byproduct of the shrinking process. If I adjust the machine to account for their existence, it should be the key to the de-shrinking, expanding process. Burgle, please bring up the readings for the irregular covalent SNPI 42Z particle traces. Ugh, that name is going to get tiresome. And while you're at it, rename all references to the irregular covalent SMPI 42Z particle to raw science.
Order received. Raw science identified. Does it require cooking, flipping, or grilling?
No, none of those. Categorization.
That answer is not permitted, according to health code standards governing the handling of raw food items.
And awesome, another 500 raw science, and a few granola bars, and some bandages. Not too bad to get you started for the day. There is actually a few chunks of raw science in this area, so it is a good idea to actually pick it up if you can. And now we are going to see what Burgle has to say, and we're going to revive him and help Burgle up.
System reboot in progress. Thanks for the helping hand. I am Burgle, acting science manager for this project. I am also a robot. I am sure this all
I did not know that you could actually hit Burgle and bits of him would sort of pop up. It's quite funny actually.
I suspect you were miniaturized by Dr. Tully's spacer device. Why are you here in the yard? I do not know. In fact, I cannot seem to recall much of anything. A recent power surge has caused a massive raw science containment explosion. This lab, as you can see, is a disaster. And what's worse, the explosion has disrupted my computing power. My memory banks are corrupted. Sorry to pile on the bad news, my new friend. How can I be of service? It seems you and I are both a little discombobulated. Given my best calculations, your biomass has been subject to covalent spacing reduction via interatomic energy extraction. In other words, you have been shrunk. It is likely this was achieved using Dr. Wendell Tully's spacer platform, patent pending. Shrinking can be a traumatic experience for tiny human brains, and memory loss is a known side effect. Hopefully your memory will return in time. Dr. Tully is a brilliant scientist and inventor. He is also my creator. My initial protocol was to serve as the short-order cook of the future. However, I have been recently promoted to acting science manager to assist with his experiments. No doubt my previous work experience has been invaluable to Dr. Tully. Although, now that I am processing it, I have not seen him for several weeks. And now I cannot recall where he went. It must be my bangs. You are here, in the Oak Lab, built and used by Dr. Wendell Tully to experiment on all things small. This is the base of operations for conducting experiments in his yard. To return to your prior size, you would need to successfully activate Dr. Tully's spacer platform. Unfortunately, my readings indicate it is inoperable. appears to have suffered several... I am sorry, but it appears you may be stranded here for some time until we find a solution. Haha! That is a great idea. Let me run a full diagnostic scan on it and see what we need to do to get it fixed up. Processing! Processing! Memory fault. Code 408B3000. Imminent OS script runtime error. Arg! I am sorry again. It appears I have sustained more damage to my memory chips than expected. Without those memories, I do not know how to repair the spacer. Dr. Tully used two types of chips to back up my memory. Auxiliary chips are small capacity chips used to store project data. If you find these, I should be able to help you learn new survival recipes. Super chips are special, and they are gold. They back up full directories of my memory system. If we are going to fix the spacer, that data is bound to be on a super chip. I suggest exploring the other labs in the backyard. Return with any memory chips you find. Dr. Tully has built many more labs throughout the yard. Each lab is used for various experimental procedures. Processing. Processing. Error. Files not found. Cheese and fries. The lab locations are missing from my memory banks too. But we are in luck. I was able to retrieve the location of one of the facilities. The Hedge Lab. The Hedge Lab is the observation center of the yard and used for research on arachnid webbing. You will find the hedge near the house if you head southeast. The lab is located deep inside the hedge. Try to find the Hedge Lab first, but there is other labs. Except, of course, thousands of angry, hungry insects. That reminds me. Dr. Tully locks the important labs with biometric scanners. You will need access for any. Head over to the ASL terminal and place your hand on the biometric scanner near it. Give it a moment to sync your signature. Once you are registered, ASL grants access. In my science shop, you can trade. Log on to the...
And now we have actually unlocked the ability to now register ourselves with the ASL so that we can actually go to the science shop and buy different things such as new structuring materials for building and new blueprints and stuff like that. So we got an extra 500 raw science for that. So that's an extra 1,000 raw science out of this area so far. So let's take a wee look and see what is going on inside of the shop. And any completed challenges, by the way, as well, will be given to you as raw science. So I personally, at this point, because obviously I have 5,450 raw science, I decided that I was going to go for a multi-story basis, and then I would also go for meat shield, as this would give me extra health, which would make me be able to survive for a lot longer, especially when I start going to more dangerous areas. So this is a significant upgrade, and I've put it on as my second mutation, which is not too bad at all, guys. So now we're a bit more tankier, and we got an extra 300 raw science just for buying stuff at the shop. But of course we spent a lot more than that. Right, now let's go and check out the rest of the base and see what else is in here. Ooh, look at that, more raw science. Wow, another 500 raw science, that's really good. And we have ourselves a wee tape.
I installed the borrowed lab modules. Another one of my forgotten inventions from the early days. I had such grand notions back then. The Kinder Science Mini Quick Little Chemist Lab educational toy for children. But no, Wendell, we can't possibly put hydrochloric acid into the hands of children. The lawyers will never agree. It's a good thing I never told them about the Bunsen burners. Odd that Omninent has been using my toy pieces in this way. I digress. The lab network is now up and running in the backyard. I'm planning to dedicate each one of them to a different function. Main power will run through here. The Oak Lab is the center of operations for the backyard. The second lab is nestled into the hedge. Such wonderful views from up there. Side note, I'm worried that Ominent's shoddy manufacturing of the lab pieces will cause them to fall apart over time, but they will do for now.
So far we're doing quite well, guys. And so at this point, guys, I decided that we were going to get close to the end of the day, and that would be us. We would be now moving into the 8th day, guys. So stay tuned for more as well, guys. This has been Crypto Gamer. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Peace out.